So, përshëndetje të gjithëve, unë quhem Elson. Hello everyone, my name is Elson. Thank you for joining this lesson. So we'll start first with the introduction. We have here Gina. Përshëndetje Gina. Can you please introduce yourself? Nga je dhe pse dëshiron të mësosh shqip?
Përshëndetje, jam Gina, jam nga Rumania. Dhe do të mësoj shqip sepse bëj kërkime në shqip.
Aha, në shqip, shumë mirë, ose në gjuhën shqipe. Shumë mirë. Dhe këtu kemi Lenson. Përshëndetje Lenson.
Përshëndetje, quhem Lenson. Po mësoj shqip sepse më pëlqen Shqipëria dhe dua të udhëtoj në Shqipëri.
Dua të udhëtoj në Shqipëri. Okay, Ti ke qenë një herë. You have been once here, right? In Albania?
Po.
Po, okay, mirë. Tereza, përshëndetje.
Përshëndetje. Unë quhem Teresa dhe jetoj në Kosovë dhe po mësoj shqip sepse pëlqej shqip shumë dhe edhe Shqipëria dhe Kosovë.
Dhe Kosova, sepse më pëlqen Shqipja, or më pëlqen gjuha shqipe. Gjuha shqipe shumë dhe Kosova dhe Shqipëria. Okay, shumë mirë. Thank you for being here. Elizabeth, përshëndetje.
Përshëndetje, jam Elizabeth nga Amerika dhe një vit dhe 3 muaj zhvendosën këtu.
U zhvendosa. I moved here.
U zhvendosa këtu në Shqipëri. Në
Shqipëri, shumë mirë. So, para një viti, 1.5 years, you said? Or 1 year?
1 year and 3 months.
Para një viti e 3 muajsh. Zhvendosa në Shqipëri. Mirë, tani po jeton në Shqipëri. Mirë? Për këtë arsye dëshiron të mësosh shqip. So, kemi Gjemin, është nga Turqia, with a Q, Turqia, dhe po mëson shqip sepse i pëlqen gjuha shqipe. He just wrote the introduction. Emily, përshëndetje. I think you also said you will only be present, listening. Okay. So, jam Emilia, po mësoj shqip sepse dua t'i surprizoj, t'i habis miqt e mi shqiptare. I want to surprise my Albanian friends. Ata nuk e din që po mësoj shqip, jam nga Londra dhe më fal që nuk jam pjesë e mësimit me mikrofon dhe me kamerë. Në rregull. So I don't think I missed anyone. Mirë. Today's lesson is the past simple tense. It is literally the most requested lesson from you since I started teaching Albanian online. The reason why I didn't have a lesson related to it earlier is because I wanted to cover some other topics before we did the past simple tense. If you want to join this lesson, please just go to learnalbanianonline.net. You will find the link there and the link to any other future lessons as well. For those present in the lesson, you can open the document in the chat box there, or if you are watching from YouTube, I will do the screen share. So let's get started. As I said, today's lesson is the past simple tense. Albanian language has several past tenses, and this is the most important one, the basic one, and I would say the easiest one as well. Today we will cover, because there are many types of verbs in Albanian, we'll be covering only verbs that end in J. In present, they're all regular, but in the past, they're a bit more complex, more complicated. And we'll also learn some expressions that we use in the past simple tense. Should there be any questions, you can just interrupt me, let me know, ask me questions. If you're watching from YouTube, you can leave the questions in the comment section below. So you can go to the second slide, what a verb is. We have talked about this several times, and that there are 5 types of verbs. Today we'll talk about verbs that end in J. So the past simple tense of verbs that end in J. In Albanian, this tense is called koha e kryer e thjesht, past simple tense. So some expressions used with the past tense are, let's start with tani, now. So this adverb of time is also used with the past simple, now, tani. You can also say tani sa, that means now just. I just, tani sa, and then something, the verb. Sa is the short form of sapo. I just, sapo. Tani sa. Tani sambarovam sim. I just finished lessons. Sambarova pun. I just finished work, etc. Then we have sot. Today, used with the past simple. Sot. We have neser, tomorrow. Past neser. We have theater past neser, that's today's. Oh, sorry, I'm using the neser. I meant die, yesterday. Die. Die, 2 days ago. Theater par die. Neser is with the future. So par die is the day before yesterday. Theater par die is 2 days ago. Theater par die. So past, as I said earlier, there are several past tenses in Albanian. Past simple is used when an action started and finished in the past. It has nothing to do with the present, and the time of the action is either known, given, or it's understood from the context. Other expressions that you can use with the past simple are në mëngjes, for example, in the morning, në mëngjes, pas dite, në mbrëmje. You can also say mbrëm. This means last night. Mbrëm. Then with time, for example, në orën 5, në orën 6, at 6. Yeah, we'll learn these expressions first, and then we'll learn how to conjugate the verbs. So, Elizabeth, how do you say last week?
Jave kaluar, javën e kaluar.
Javën e kaluar. E kaluar is an adjective there, means past week. You can also say javën e shkuar, also last week.
Last week.
So using adjectives, you can express that, or using verbs. So the week that went, javën që shkoi, javën që kaloi. So the week that went, the week that passed, they all mean last week, all of these. Javën e kaluar, e shkuar, që shkoi, që kaloi. Instead of javën, you can say muajin. Instead of muajin, vitin. Të hënën e kaluar, të hënën që shkoi, last Monday, the Monday that passed, etc. So whichever you like of these, they all mean the same. Mirë. Then you can say para një jave. This is 1 week ago. Para një muaji, 1 month ago. Para një viti, 1 year ago. Or një javë më parë, 1 week ago means the same thing. 1 week earlier or 1 week ago. Javë më parë, një muaj më parë, një vit më parë. All these are expressions you can use with this type of past that we are learning. With some months, for example, we said javën, muajin, vitin, të hënën. You can also say marsin. Marsin e kaluar, last March. Or shtatorin e kaluar, any other month. Shtatorin e kaluar. Okay, I think these are pretty much the most important ones. Any questions, or do you want me to translate any of these? I mean, yes, I wrote for some of the translation, but if you don't understand it, I can write it down once again. Verne kaluar would mean last summer. So all these are used with the past simple tense. Okay? Any questions so far? Keni pyetje? Okay. Mirë, now let's start with the verbs. Slide number 4. As I said, we'll talk only about verbs that end in J today. And verbs that end in J in the present are all conjugated the same. In the past, they're conjugated differently, just because in front of the J there are different consonants. So they will not follow the same conjugation in the past. They will have different endings. So verbs that end in J, you will encounter verbs that end in OJ, EJ, so oi, e, I, u, and a. So different suffixes like shkoi, fshi, lai, bøj, hu, pëlqej, thyej, etc. Okay, let's go to slide number 5. So first type of suffixes that we encounter, and this is the most common suffix, are, let me write them first, and then we'll conjugate some verbs. So those that end in this they have these suffixes: ova, ove, oi, uam, uad, and uan. So verbs that take these suffixes are all the verbs that end in oj. For example, let's take the verb philoi, un philova, I started. So ova ending. Un philova, ti philove, aio, philoi, philoi. Ne in the past, so the suffix uam, ne philuam, you philuat, and they started atato, philuan. Gina, can you conjugate shkoi in the past simple? Unmute yourself. Okay, go ahead.
Shkova,
Oh.
shkove, shkoi,
Oh.
shkuam, shkuat, shkuan.
Shkuan, shumia, correct, shkuan. Yes, the same for, I have a list of verbs in the following. In the next slides, we will check them those ones as well. Let's make some sentences. For example, what time did you start the lesson? So, në çfarë ore fillove mësim, fillove pun. What time did you start work? Did you start class, etc. Në çfarë ore fillove? Në çfarë ore filloi mësimi? What time did the lesson start? So third person, filloi. Did you start work would be a fillove pun? Po fillova. Jo, nuk fillova. So a fillove pun. Did you start the lesson? Fillove mësim. Now in the past lessons we learned the accusative weak forms of pronouns. So I fillove mësimin. Did you start the lesson? So a specific lesson. The previous one just means did you start work? So not specific, not definite. The second one is definite. Did you start the lesson? I fillove mësimin. Yeah, did you start doing your homework, for example? Homework is plural in Albanian, that's why e, not e, like the previous one. The previous one is a because mësimin is singular. So for singular, we use a. For plural is e. I fillove detyrat e shtëpis. Did you start your homework? I fillove. Or in plural, I filluat. Po, I filluam. Yes, we started them. Mirë. Any questions here? So A and E, we talked about those in the previous lessons. One of those E is for plural, A for singular. Weak forms of pronouns. Okay, in the present we have learned that we simply put a po to make the verb continuous. For example, un filloi, un po filloi, continuous, present continuous tense. You do not put a po in front of this past tense. There is another past tense in Albanian that you do put the po and you make it past continuous tense. So no po here. You can say po, fillova, yes, I started. Like that, yes, but no other, not the po as in ing, as in present continuous. Here, let's go to slide number 6. So here we have a list of verbs. I'll just pronounce them for you. The translation is already there. And we will conjugate some of them now as practice. So we have adhuroi, to adore, tsoptoi, to shatter, to break into pieces, tsoptoi, chliroi, to set free, dashuroi, to love, dëgjoj, to listen or to hear, dëmtoi, to damage, dërgoj, to send, dërmoj, to demolish. It also means to break into pieces as well, like tsoptoi. Dëshiroj, to desire. Don't confuse it with dashuroj. This is dëshiroj. Then we have duroj, to bear. So in the meaning of I can't bear it, or this is too difficult to bear, in that meaning. Dhunoj, to violate. Dhuroj, so dhunoj with an N, dhuroj with an R. Dhuroj, to give something for free. Ëndërroj, to dream. Fërgoj, to fry. Fërkoj, to rub. Or to pet, a pet, that is also fërkoj. Gaboj, to make a mistake. Gzoj, to enjoy, and grumbuloj, to pile up. So as you can see, they all end in oj. They follow exactly the same conjugation. Lenson, can you conjugate tsoptoi, to shatter, to break into pieces in the past simple tense?
Unceptova.
Yes, septova. So they will all take these suffixes that we wrote earlier. This is the most common suffix because verbs that end in J in Albanian, the most common ending is actually OJ. That's the most common one. So they will all take these suffixes here. So unceptova, I broke into pieces. I broke it, something. Unceptova, ti?
Ti coptove. Ajo ceptoj.
Poi, ne?
Ne ceptuam.
Tuam, you.
Ju ceptuat.
Tato?
Tato ceptuan.
Ceptuan, tato ceptuan. Correct. Let's see. Elizabeth, the verb androi, and Teresa, the verb duroi. So Elizabeth, can you start? Unmute yourself.
Androva, androve, androi, andruam, andruat, andruan.
Shumir, correct. So there's an expression in Albanian, I dreamt, as if. You can say androva, sikur. So when you have a dream and you want to tell it to other people, you say androva, sikur, I dreamt, as if, something, something. Yes.
Thank you.
Teresa, the next one.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Which one was it again?
Duroi, to bear.
Duroi, okay. So, Durova. Ti Durova. Ajo Duroi. Deroi. Ne Deruam.
Duruam, there is an U. Duruam.
Duruam. You Duruat. Atato Duruan.
Duruan, yes, Shumir. So you can say, so duroi means to bear something, to be patient a lot. That's also duroi. For example, durova shum. That means that I was patient a lot. So now I cannot stand it anymore. Durova shum. Yes, sie dergove letter. And how did you send the letter? Dergoi, to send, dergove. Androva sikur, I dreamt as if, and then you tell the dream. Androva sikur. Gaboi was to mistake. Gabova is a past simple. So I made a mistake. We simply say Gabova. Gabova, this hair. I made several mistakes, or I was wrong several times. Gabova, this hair. Mere questions here? Mere. So the shiroi, the moi we said, dergoi, demtoi, to damage, demtova, chlirova, tsoptova, adurova, all of this. Okay, there is only one exception, only one verb that ends in oj and does not follow this ending, and this is the verb mbroi, to protect. To protect. This verb does not follow this ending. This verb will follow an ending, we'll mention it later today, but I'll write it here. So it is unbroita, not umbrova. That's wrong. Broita. I protect it. Unbroita, ti broite, aio broiti. Ne broitum. This is the only exception, no other one. Ne broitum, you broitat, atato broita. So to protect. This ending is the second most common ending. We'll learn it in the following slides. The verb to protect is an exception. Now, at the very bottom of the slide, there is a note. Shkruai, to write, and gatuai, they do not end in oj, but luckily or surprisingly, they follow the same conjugation like oj verbs. So, shkrova, ti shkrove, ai shkroi, gatova, gatove, gatoi, etc. So they're conjugated just like verbs that end in oj. Mir, if there are questions, let me know. Let's go to the next slide. Here we have a list of other verbs that end in oj and follow exactly the same conjugation. I'll just pronounce them quickly. So harroi was to forget, yetoi, kafshoi, to bite, kechkuptoi, to misunderstand, kundoi, to sing, Kërkoj, to search, to look for. Krahasoj, to compare. Krijoj, to create, to come up with. Kundërshtoj, to oppose someone. Kuptoj, to understand. Ledhatoj, it also means to pet or to caress. Lexoj, lëshoj, to let go, to release. Luftoj, to fight. Mbaroj, to complete, to finish, but not mbroj. We said it was an exception, mbroj, to protect. Mbuloj, to cover. Mendoj, to think. Mësoj, to teach or to learn. Ndaloj, to forbid, to stop someone. Nderoj, to honor. Ndërlikoj, to complicate, to make something difficult. Ndihmoj, to help. Ndryshoj, to change. Nënkuptoj, to imply. Ngacmoj, to bully someone or to poke. Notoj, to swim. Njoftoj, to announce. Pastroj, to clean. Peshoj, to weigh. I think it's spelled wrong. Is it to weigh or to wait? Elizabeth, help me.
To weigh. To
Without-
weigh.
Okay,
Without T.
Okay, perfect. With T is the noun, yeah. So perfitoi, to gain, or to benefit. Pergithoi, to generalize something. Perkufizoi, to define. Permirsoi, to improve. Perparoi, to advance. Pranoi, to accept. And provoi, to try, to taste. Or to put on, to try clothes, also provoi. Mir, so they're all conjugated the same way. They all follow these suffixes. And this is the most common suffix in the past simple tense. Okay, shall we go to the second type of suffix, or do you have any questions? Okay, so the second type of suffixes are those verbs that end, they take these suffixes. The first one will be va, ve, u. Then we have, one second, I need an my laptop doesn't have the so I need to copy it. Okay, m, t, and n. For example, the verb to buy follows this conjugation. Un bleva, ti bleve. Before I continue, in the previous slide I said, slide number 5, I said only verbs that end in oj. Now it gets a bit more complicated. It is not a specific type of ending here. So one is blay, to buy, but other ones we'll see are those that end in ij as well, yj as well. So it's not a specific type of ending here. It is a verb that ends in j, but not those that end in oj. The rest of them will follow these suffixes. So umbleva, ti bleve, aio, bleu. Ne blem, we bought. You bled. Atato, blen, they bought. Atato, blen. Here's an example. So where did you buy the new clothes? Ku, clothes is plural, so I. Cui bleve, robat area. Cui bleve, where did you buy them? I bleva n, I bought them in. I bleva n. I bleu, putzet. Puts it na internet, for example. She bought her shoes on the internet. I, because puts it is plural, normally a pair, two of them. I bleva me ulje, I bought them on a discount. They were for sale, so I bought them with a discount. I bleva me ulje. Okay, questions? This is the second ending. It is not the most common one. The most common was those with oj, and the second common those that mbroj take. We will see it in the following slides. Okay, let's check out slide number 9. So the same conjugation will follow the verb she, to delete, to erase, or to sweep the floor. She. So shiva, the same suffixes. Fru, to blow. We use it like to blow the candles, or the wind blows. We use it a lot. Fru. Die, to separate, or to divide. Die, the same conjugation. Lie, to wash. Lepi, to lick. Follows the same conjugation. Gree, to freeze. And thigh, to dry. So this will follow the same conjugation. Let's see. Elizabeth, can you conjugate gree in the past simple?
Un griva, tin grive, aio, ngriu, ne ngrim, that's you, ngrit, and then the last one, atato ngrin.
Ngrit, atato, green. So when it's very cold, you can use this expression. We use it a lot in Albanian. Ngriva nga iftoti. I froze from cold, from how cold it is. Nga ftotet would be another version. So they both mean I froze because it's so cold. That means I'm freezing. Ngriva nga iftoti. Ngriva. There is a very famous game. I have no idea how to translate it in English, but we call it in Albanian Ngriva Shkriva. Ngriva Shkriva. It's children play it. So basically, they say they freeze, and it means so I froze, I melted. I froze, I melted. They say Ngriva Shkriva like that. So basically, they're supposed to freeze and not move. If they move, they're melted. Something like that. I mean, children's thing. It's called Ngriva Shkriva. So it is in the past simple Ngriva. Let's see. Lenson, can you conjugate ndai in the past simple?
Which verb again?
Ndai. Whichever you like.
Ndai. Ndava?
Ndava, yes. Ndava.
Ndava. Ndave. Ndau. Ndam. Ndate.
Ndat.
Ndat. Sorry. And ndam.
Ndan, shumia, correct. Ndava, ndave, ndau. Ndam, ndat, ndan, correct. Indava, në mënyrë të barabartë. Në mënyrë të barabartë means equally. So in an equal way. I divided them equally. Indava në mënyrë të barabartë. I fshiva të gjitha fotot. So fshi in the past, fshiva. I deleted all the pictures. I fshiva. I lave rrobat që bleve. Did you wash the clothes you bought? So lava, bleva. Right? They both are conjugated the same way. Did you wash the clothes you bought? I lave. Okay, so that was the second suffix. Any questions? Shall we go to the next suffix? There are 5 in total. The verbs that are included in this slide take these suffixes. So eva, eve, eu, uet, and uen. So for example, the verb pëlqej, unë pëlqeva, ti pëlqeve, ai ajo pëlqeu. Now we have an u. Ne pëlqyen, ju pëlqyet, ata ato pëlqyen. If you remember when we talked about dative case, we said that this verb is only used in the third person singular if you like one thing, and the third person plural if you like many things. I mean, the verb is conjugated like this in the past, but only the third persons are used. So if you are to say, I liked Albania, or I like the food, I like the people, etc., then you use those in yellow with the dative m, to me. Më pëlqeu Shqipëria, më pëlqeu ushqimi. Atë pëlqeu mësimi. Did you like the lesson? Did you enjoy the lesson? Atë pëlqeu. So të is you now. Yes, in plural. Më pëlqyen rrobat. I don't know why I am writing with new clothes today. Me rrobat e reja. So më pëlqyen rrobat e reja. I like the new clothes. Më pëlqyen, I don't know. Më pëlqyen njerëzit. I like the people. Më pëlqyen something. So they have an u in the plural. That's a bit special. In plural, these verbs take u. The same conjugation will be for thue, to break, and thue, to bend something, to bend it, to bend. So the same conjugation. Let's take thue. Un theva, I broke. Gina, go ahead. Ti.
Seve.
No, ajo.
Seu.
Oh, show me. Now we have an U. Ne.
Syem. Syet.
And Suen. Correct.
Suen.
Suen. Show me. We have a new member, David. Hello. Can you hear me? Would you like to introduce yourself? You are muted, so unmute yourself if you want to introduce yourself, and then you can say something. So ne syem, you syet, atato syen. Yeah. So again, we don't know exactly which verbs will have this ending. You just need to groupate them. Yes. So pëlqej and syej are two of them. Some other ones. Let's check slide number 11. Okay, you can memorize it like this. Are verbs that end in a, such as gënjej, to lie, and zhgënjej, to disappoint. So gënjej, zhgënjej, with a zh in front. Kërcej, to dance or to jump. Then we have kthej, to turn something over, to turn it. Kthej, and then we have përkthej, to translate. Pëlqej, we said it, to like, and parapëlqej means to favorite something. Is it a verb? I have no idea. To favorite, to be your favorite, to be a. So that is parapëlqej. To prefer, yes, to prefer. Shkëlqej, to shine, so the sun shines, for example, and urrej, to hate. So actually, it's all the verbs that end in a. Pëlqej, syej, gënjej, kërcej, etc. Teresa, would you like to conjugate, let's see, gënjej, so to lie, gënjej in the past simple?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
So gënjej, gënjeva?
Yeah, gënjeva.
Gënjeva, okay.
Gënjeva, I lied. Huh?
Gënjeve?
Ti gënjeve, shumë mirë.
Gënjeu? Ne gënjejim?
One second. So they take gënjuem. A bit difficult to pronounce.
Okay.
Gënjuem, right?
Gënjuem.
Gënjuet. Ato gënjuen.
Gënjuem.
Yes.
Ju gënjuet.
Ju gënjuet, shumë mirë.
Ata ato gënjuen.
Gënjuen, correct. Ata ato gënjuen. Shumë mirë. So they have that u in the plural. The same for zhgënjej, to disappoint. Unë zhgënjeva, ti zhgënjeve, ai zhgënjeu, ne zhgënjuem. Ju zhgënjuet, ata zhgënjuen. Lenson, would you like to conjugate përkthej? And Elizabeth, shkëlqej, Gina, urrej. Go ahead.
Shall I go?
Yes, please.
Okay. Un përktheva, ti përktheve, ai, ajo përktheu, ne përkthyem, ju përkthyet, ata ato përkthyen.
Përkthyem, for example, pes faqe nga anglishtja në shqip. We translated 5 pages from English to Albanian. Përkthyem. Sa faqe përktheve? Përktheva 2 faqe. Okay, Gina? Unmute yourself. Lanson? So shkëlqej, for example, unë shkëlqeva, ti shkëlqeve.
I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
I think my verb was urej, correct?
Urej, yes, go ahead.
Ureva,
So.
ureve, ureu, uryem, Uryet, uryen.
Nuk, I didn't hate him. Nuk e urreva, for example. I didn't hate him or her or something. Nuk e urreva. I hated him or her. A very typical Albanian expression. E urreva me gjithë shpirt. I hated him with all my soul. Very dramatic. Mirë. Okay. Lenson, would you like to read one of? Would you like to conjugate a verb? Choose one, whichever you like. Okay, let's go to the fourth suffix. Let's see. Oh, did I skip a slide? No. Okay, fourth type of suffix, slide number 12. So here is the most one of the most common suffixes. So just a second. Let's write those that end in ra, re, ri. Then we have m, t, and the last one, n. So, such as the verb bëj, to make or to do, follows this conjugation. So, unë bëra, ti bëre, ai ajo bëri, ne bëm, you bët, ata ato bën. So you can build hundreds of questions or sentences with the verb to make or to do. Bëra. Çfarë bëre sot? What did you do today? So you can combine the expressions we learned in the first slide with this. Çfarë bëre sot? Sot bëra, bëra drek, bëra dark, bëra mësim, I had a lesson. Bëra not, I swam, bëra vrap, I went for a run. So çfarë bëre dje, for example. Çfarë bëre javën e kaluar? What did you do last week? Did you do the homework? I bëre detyrat e shtëpis. Did you do the homework? So I means them, plural. I bëre detyrat e shtëpis. Homework is plural in Albanian. What else? What did you do for dinner? Çfarë bëre për dark? Çfarë bëre për dark? Bëra speca të mbushur. I made filled peppers. Speca të mbushur. Okay, the same conjugation will be for, let's check out the next slide. We have some other verbs. For the verb hy, to enter. To enter follows the same conjugation. Unë hyra, ti hyre, ai hyri. So the same one. Now, these verbs that I wrote here, shpije, v, and z, they do not end in j, as you can see, but they follow the same conjugation, like bëj and hy. So shpije means to bring someone somewhere. V, to put or to place, and z, to catch. So they all take the same conjugation. Let's conjugate one of them. V, vura, I put in the past. So vura, ti vure, ai, ajo, vuri. Ne vum, you vut, ata ato vun. So v means to catch. There is an Albanian expression, vere. Vere means to notice. So you can say, when I went to Albania, I noticed that. So kur shkova në Shqipëri, vura re se. I noticed that, and then something. Kur shkova në Shqipëri, vura re se. I noticed. It also means to put, like we said it. Ku e vure, where did you put it? Ku e vure, e vura mbi tryez, I put it on the table. E vura në karikim. So v në karikim means to charge something, to charge the phone, for example. E vure telefonin në karikim? Po, e vura telefonin në karikim. Past of shpije, the same suffix, just a tiny change, is shpura. So shpije, shpura, but the same suffix. Z, zura. So vura, shpura, zura. Okay, some other examples. Elizabeth, how do you say, where did you put the keys? So use v. Where did you put the keys?
Ku vure Chelsea?
plural celsat, and with that e in front. So them, accusative. Qui vure celsat. Right? The answer
Qui vure celsat.
Correct. If it's one key, cu evure celsin. Okay. So spia means to bring. So if you want to say, did you bring your children to the kindergarten? Gina, can you try and say that? Did you bring your children to the kindergarten? So them, plural.
Um,
Un spura, ti spure.
oh, the spia verb, okay. Ai spiri.
Un spura, ti spure. Did you?
Okay. Ai spure. Fëmijët në kopsht.
Kopsht, shumë mirë. Ai shpure fëmijët në kopsht. Of course, there are many other ways to say this. Ai çove, we would say most often. Çove në kopsht, po I çova. But since we are talking about such verbs that end in ra, re, so we can put shpie here.
So you wouldn't use the verb sjell? No.
Ai sole. So sjell. So if the person asking this, for example, person A and person B. So if person A says the sentence is correct, I saw that, but it means then that the person A is at the kindergarten. So did you bring them here where I am? It doesn't mean did you take them there, or I saw that. Did you bring them here? Here?
Here.
Okay. That's about these verbs. Zura, shum, pesht. I caught a lot of fish. Pesht, for example, with z. Okay, let's go to the last suffix, and this is the second most common. So the first most common was those with oi, punova, punove, musova, lizova. The second one is this one that we'll talk about now. And these suffixes are ta, te, ti. The same from broi, to protect, that we said it was an exception. That and then. Okay, so here are hundreds of verbs that follow this suffix, and there are not only verbs that end in j. There are many verbs that have other suffixes, but they follow the same ones in the past. So let's conjugate one of them here. Arri, to arrive. Arita, I got there, I arrived. Una rita, ti arrite. Io arriti. Arritum, arritum. You arrited. Atato, arriten. I arrived, you arrived. I got there, you got there, etc. Arita. So an example is Arita nako. I got there in time. Far ore arite nështëpi. What time did you get home? Arritet shëndosh e mirë. So this is a very famous Albanian expression. Shëndosh means fat. Fat and well. Did you get home fat and well? That means did you arrive safe and soundly? Did you arrive well? Arritet shëndosh e mirë. Treni arriti me vones. The train arrived with a delay. Arriti. So this suffix sta, te, ti is the second most common one when we talk about past simple tense. Here, let's check the next slide. The same conjugation will be for J. So check out A ending. It's not like 2 slides, 3 slides ago. Not like pëlqej, not like urrej, përkthej, not like that one. It is like this one that we have here. So J to find, and luaj to play, and also to move. Luaj nga vendi, to move from where you're sitting. Luaj. Hello, Kim. Thank you for joining. Would you like to introduce yourself using the microphone? And David, would you like as well to introduce yourself? Okay. The following verbs, they do not end in J, but they follow again the same conjugation. So D, to know something. Mas, to measure. Ngre, to lift from the ground, to lift it up. Përgatis, to prepare. Pyes, to ask. fled, to sleep. So they follow the same suffixes. We'll talk about this in the following lessons in more detail, but since we have this suffix, we can mention briefly here. Okay, Lenson, would you like to conjugate J in the past simple? And Therese, luai.
J, so.
So go ahead. I found un
Jeta.
Un jeta, correct?
Jeta. Okay. Ti jeta. Jet.
Ti jete. Shumir.
Aio jet. Jet.
Jeti.
Jeti. Ne jetem.
Jetem, correct?
You jetted. Ata ato jetten.
Tato jetem, correct. How do you say I found it, Lenson? I found it.
Jet. Jeta.
Jeta, correct. Jeta. Did you find it? Jete? Po, jeta. Io nu che jeta. Okay, the next verb, Teresa, luai.
Is it un luaita?
Shumir, un luaita. I played, I moved, un luaita.
Ti luete?
Correct?
Io luete? Lueti, sorry.
Lueti.
Ne luetem?
Oh.
You luetet?
Oh.
Atato lueten?
Luaiten, shumir. So luaita me top, luaita football, luaita basketball, luaita, etc. So as I said, di, mas, ngre, etc. These verbs, they follow the same ending. So purgatita, dreken, darken, musimin. Pueta, I asked. Prita, I waited. Ngrita, I lifted. Fieta, I slept. Dita, mata, etc. The same conjugation. Here, any questions so far? Okay, let's go to the last slide, slide 16. There is only, so we are still talking about verbs that end in J. There is a verb that does not belong any of these conjugations, any of these suffixes, and this is the verb V, to come. So the verb V in the past is conjugated like this. Un erda, di erde, aio erdi, ne erdem, you erdet, atato erden. So it does not follow any of the suffixes we talked about. It changes the form entirely. It's an irregular verb, and it's the only one. The only one that is a verb that ends in J, I mean. So, erda nga puna, erda nga shtëpia, erda nga pushimet. I returned, I came back from the holidays. Erda nga puna, nga shtëpia, nga pushimet. Erda. Me çfarë erdhe? How did you come? Erda me makinë, erda me tren, etc. Erda. Erda herët, erda vonë, to arrive late or to come late, to come early. Erda herët, erda vonë. Erda me makinë, erda me këmbë. I walked, I came walking. Erda me këmbë. Okay, let me summarize quickly. You can follow me with the screen share. It would be easier at this moment. So verbs that end in J, in front of the J can be any of these vowels. The most common suffix is OJ and EJ. So the first and the last one listed here. The most common suffix in the past is this one that you see now, punova, punova, punoi. Most of the verbs will follow this one. And the second most common is the one we talked now. Where is it? The fifth one here. So this is the most common one, ta, te, ti. And not only verbs that end in J follow this conjugation, but hundreds of other verbs that do not end in J. They will follow this conjugation as well, these suffixes. And the rest, I would say the third most common is, yeah, this one with va, ble, ve. Also very common. The other suffix we mentioned, eva, and this with u in the plural. That's special, uen, uet. There are many verbs here as well. And with ra, bura, hura, mir. Very important also, the time expressions, the expressions that we use with the past simple. This one you either mention it or it's understood from the context. So the past simple is used with these time expressions because I said there are many other types of past tenses. Okay, slide number 17. This will be an exercise. I'll give you 2 minutes. So the first one, Lenson. The second one, Terese. The third one, Elizabeth. The fourth one, Gina. The fifth, Jem. The sixth, Emmy. Emmy was your name? 1 second. Emily, sorry, Emily. And David, you can try the last one as well. So I'll give you 2 minutes. And when you're ready, you can just let me know. We can read the sentence. Okay, would like to start?
I can start.
Yes, Elizabeth.
Ayo sheti hala per dark. Sorry.
So what is to invite?
Shes? No. I've forgotten now.
So she means to hide. Did you mean that? The verb to invite is
I don't
stoi.
mean that.
Stoi to invite.
Stoi. Oh, sorry.
Stoi.
So then that would be Ktayav na Totem.
It ends in oj. It's the most common suffix.
Stoi.
The very first suffix we learn.
Tuam. No, that doesn't sound right.
She, third person.
Oh,
So we have to.
but we invited her.
So
no, she invited us.
Yes.
Ah, sorry.
Kayava
na toy hala per dark.
Correct. How do you translate it?
This week we were invited, or our aunt invited us for dinner.
Shumir, correct. Yeah. So this week our aunt invited us for dinner. Naftoi, us. Correct. So the person is given there. What person we need? Okay. Who else is ready?
I can go next.
Okay, go ahead.
Mësuam shumë për provim, por prap se prap nuk e kaluam dot.
Shumir, nuk e kaluam dot. So mësoj për provim means to study for an exam. Prap se prap still, but we still
haven't
kaloj. Shumir, we didn't pass it. So kaloj një provim to pass an exam. Dot is a particle that we use to specify the nuk. But we really couldn't, or we didn't pass the exam. It doesn't really have a translation. It's just a particle to specify the nuk, to emphasize the nuk. Okay, who else is ready?
I can go next.
Okay, go ahead.
Erdhi nga Shkodra para disa ditësh.
All right. So did he come? Erdhi nga Shkodra para disa ditësh? Did he come from Shkodra a few days ago? Correct. Para disa ditësh a few days ago. Unë erdha, ti erdhe, ai erdhi. Who else is ready?
I can go next.
Okay.
Na çfarë orë arriti treni?
Në çfarë ore arriti treni? Unë arrita, ti arrite, ai arriti. Correct? What time did the train arrive? The next one. Who didn't read? Oh, did someone write it? Did you finish the homework? Correct. Where is it? Where is it? Here, Shumir. So you can say also mbaruat or ai përfunduat. Both are correct. Did you finish? Did you complete them? Mbaruat detyrat e shtëpisë, Shumir. Who else wants to have it a go? Emily, would you like to do one of them? So to understand, let's put it in the you person. Did you understand the exercise? okay, I'll do that one. So to understand is kuptoj. A e kuptuat ushtrimin. E kuptuat ushtrimin. Did you understand the exercise? E kuptuat grammatikën. Mirë, javën e kaluar to buy. So in the first person, bleva. Bleva roba.
Say I bleva.
You use that E typically when roba is definite. Robot. I bleva robot. I bought them. Bought the clothes. So when the noun, when the object is definite, that's when you would use the E to specify it, to make it definite, yes. So you can say, javën e kaluar, I bleva robot. Last week I bought the clothes. I bought the clothes. Last week I bought clothes with a reasonable price. So bleva roba me çmim të arsyeshëm. Çmim të arsyeshëm, reasonable price. Okay? Here, any questions here? Any questions about the past simple? We just covered the past simple tense of verbs that end in J. In the next lesson will be verbs that end in a consonant, and then in the last lesson, reflexive verbs. Those are entirely, I mean, a bit different than this here. Someone is typing. Okay, ska problem. Thank you for joining. Any other questions? Gina, çfarë bëre dje? So what did you do yesterday? Çfarë bëre dje? Try to use some expressions from today's lesson.
Dje shkova në supermarket.
Po. Çfarë bleve?
Bleva ushtrime. No, ushqime.
Bleva ushqime, shumë mirë. Po. Bleve fruta, bleve perime.
Fruta, perime.
Shumë mirë.
Dje shkova edhe kinematograf.
Shkova edhe në kinema.
Në kinema.
Shumë mirë, shkova në kinema. Po, çfarë filmi shikove?
Shikova një film rumun.
Rumun, po. Shumë mirë. Elizabeth, çfarë bëre dje? Ose çfarë bëre sot? Tani ora është 6, çfarë bëre sot? Unmute yourself, you're muted.
Sot bëra pazar dhe bleva perim dhe fruta. Perime dhe fruta. Dje shkova në farmaci veterinar dhe bleva ilaç për qenin.
Për qenin. Shkova në një farmaci veterinare.
Veterinare.
Bleva ilaçe për qenin, shumë mirë. Po. Lenson, çfarë bëre sot? Çfarë bëre dje?
Dje.
So use what we learned today.
Punova.
Punova, shumë mirë, po. Sa orë punove?
Sa orë? Orën 6.
Sa orë? 1 orë, 2 orë, 3 orë? Sa orë punove?
Sa orë? 6 orë.
Punova 6 orë, shumë mirë. Punova 6 orë. Në çfarë ore fillove punë?
Fillova punë në orën 6.
Fillova punë në orën 6, shumë mirë. Mirë. Tereze, çfarë bëre sot?
Sot lexova në libri.
Lexova një libër, po.
Libër dhe pastrova banesën,
shtëpinë, banesën, dhomën, po. Shumë mirë.
Dhe përgatova what is to bake?
So we say, so it's a verb. Përgatita, I prepared.
Përgatita apo Oh, I forgot. Pieka. Is it?
Pocha. In the past is pocha.
Pocha. So it's irregular. Okay.
Yeah, it's regular at its own type. There are many verbs that follow that conjugation. So you can say bura. I made bura. Yeah. What did you make?
Bura. Macarons.
Macarona. Oh, macarons, like the small cookies.
Yes.
We don't think we have
pasta.
Not pasta. We don't have a word for it actually. You can just
Biscuit, maybe.
Biscotta, yes, biscotta.
Biscotta. Oh.
Pocha biscotta, so bura biscotta, bura. Yes, no other word. I mean, if you say macarona, everyone will think pasta, just like me.
Yeah.
Okay, Kim, would you like to? I don't know what your level is.
Can you hear my voice?
I can hear your voice, yes.
Okay. Actually, I've been learning through your YouTube channel, so
thank you.
I don't think that I'm a beginner. Sigitmon un uzjovan oranjast namang jes lava puturen irregular krepatin des britan katan epar pertulezuar nyeliber de skovan nestepin shokut de keteva nestepi de tani pomsoy meyu.
Okay, Shumir, Falimder, thank you. Emily and Jem, would you like to write something or say something? Okay, I'll give you some minutes to write or say something. So I do not know when exactly will be the next free lesson, sometimes 3 or 4 weeks from now. And yes, it will still be the past simple tense. I do not know, do you have any comments, any feedback? Thank you. Any feedback, any comments?
Just Shumir, Falimder,
thank you for joining. Thank you. I hope to see you next time as well. And yes, stay healthy. Your passion.